All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everybody is enjoying the run so far. Had some really interesting runs up to this point. I am ErrorOfRuto. I will be doing Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 Terra version today. I'm joined by my good friend Zaitoriak. You may remember him from last night. He did some Shadowgate 64. How you
はい、
doing,
皆さん
Zaitoriak?
おはようございます。こ
Good,
こ
how
から
are
司
you?
会変わりまして、私、
Oh,
フー
not
ニャ
too
ンが担
bad.
当いたします。よろしくお願いしま
So
す。
let's go ahead and get this
は
one
い、ちょっと
going.
ゲーム画面がもう切り
Starts
替わ
on
っていま
hitting
した。ちょ
yes
っと早い
here.
ですね。はい、続い
We're gonna
て
get
が、
that going in 5, 4, 3,
下
2,
の画面が変わってないので
go.
少々お待ちください。
Alright, so this is Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. As you've probably guessed, it's the sequel to Dragon Warrior Monsters. Although not directly related, there's some post-game connections to the first game, but mostly it's just a better version of the game. The Monsters 1 was very random, like randomly generated worlds and such. But Monsters 2 has a very traditional RPG structure to the main story of the game, which is very nice when it comes to speedrunning.
はい、すみません。ドラゴンクエストモンスターズ2マルタの不思議な
So,
鍵、カテゴリは
we started on the ship
2%
here.
タラ
We're arriving at the Kingdom of Great
CBC と
Log.
なってお
Our
りま
family
す。グッドラックで
is
す
a。bunch of monster farmers.
はい、ちょっとこの作品、私
We're
は
just
やっ
moving
た
here
ことが
to
なく
start our
て、
new
全
life.
く知らないので、例に漏れずしてる方はコメント等していただけると助かりま
A lot
す。
better than starting off in like
これモンスターシリーズは初代のテリー1しかちょっと私はやったことないん
Yeah,
で
we
すけれ
don't
ども、
we don't go to jail in this
2の
run, so is it really an
内容と
RPG?
しては同じシステムなの
oh,
かな。
you end
は
up
い。
in a jail cell for like 2
と
seconds in the
Oh, that's
ice world.
true. I always forget about that because it's such a little throwaway moment. Never mind, we're saved. RPG status is secured. And here we get introduced to Mom. She says that Grandma set us a pie, so we need to go retrieve it from the vault. I don't know why the vault handles the mail here, but that's the way it is. Here's Kamea. He's the prince of the island, and in typical RPG fashion, the prince is a spoiled brat, and he just runs around causing problems for people with his little elemental monster Warabu.
We can let chat
はい、すみません。
decide
ちょっと裏でわたわたしてまし
in
た。
a few moments
はい。
if
で、
you're-
こちらの
if
作
it's
品、
Terra,
何やら
Toby,
2作品が同時に、
Kamea,
2タイトル
Warabu,
が
or
同時に出
Grandma's
た
fault that
ものなんですかね。
the events unfold.
Oh, there is a correct answer to this, by the way.
Yes.
ルカの旅立ちとイルの冒険が存在していて、日本では2作同時発売予定だったが、北米版では
counter has about a 50% chance to be a preemptive, which gives you a guaranteed run. So that's nice.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things about this game is that a lot of situations are formation based. So like later when we're recruiting our Dark Eye, like we'll know which ones are female and which ones are male based on the formation. Also certain formations just have a
30分切るっ
tendency to
ぽい
lean
けど
toward either ambushes or preemptives. Level 3, almost there, not quite.
お、レベル3引いて、
I was
これ
hoping
は
because
OK
Misty's
だ
a
ね。
usually good
ど
worm
っちだろ
main,
う。リセットした
Yeah,
から
we're
ダメか
waiting
な
for。Lig. Lig is the ultimate worm.
too.
いやー、厳しい。
You might think that's a setup for a joke, but it's not.
No, I think most of my PBs have had a worm named Lig. It's uncanny. He'll slash.
Go ahead and blame
お
it
祈り
for
するしかないですね、ここは。
this drought here.
Alright, this is the one I can feel it.
Yeah, the Monster Strength Train is still going. The last one just came out like a year or two ago. It's called Dragon Warrior Monsters for Dark Prince.
すごいガビガビ言ってるけど大丈夫かな。
I can fix it.
配信上でもガビガビ言ってるかな。
Again? This usually only happens when he's commentating DQ6 for me.
Yeah, I should be better now, hopefully.
Oh my goodness. There's the 5% did not recruit.
5%?
Yeah,
なんか
so
5% って
I don't
すげえ
know how
なんだろう。
audible I actually was with that. So, yeah, there's the Monsters is still going. The newest one was the Dark Prince. It came out for Switch, and then it came out on Steam. And that one, like you are Necrosaro, and yeah, it takes place in basically the world of Dragon Warrior 4.
Oh, Slash wants to get this going. No, wow, 2 did not recruits in a row. So you may be wondering, this doesn't seem very fast, and you are correct. So normally, like, I wouldn't even save outside the well. Like when I was doing PB grinds, I would just walk into the well, recruit a worm, and if it wasn't good, just start over. New game. It typically does not take this long to get a level 1 or 2 worm, though. It's that marathon luck.
Yeah. I will try to keep an eye on the time and duck out and duck back in every 10 minutes so I don't go all robotic again.
At least this is a shorter run, so you don't have to do that as much. Eris.
Right.
Ooh, we like Eris.
Oh,
Eris
it's
is a good worm, right? Level 3.
ダメそう。レベル1を引き出そうにしてるのかな、これ。なんか他の動画見たらそんな感じがしてきてますね。
Although this has definitely happened before.
No, I have a list of my my worm levels, and there was one point where I went like 20 worms without getting a usable one. Extremely uncommon, but it happens. Didn't hit Durzo, so I'm not gonna defend yet.
Yeah. You sent me a message yesterday.
レベル1を引くまで多分
4, 4, 4,
厳選してま
5,
す。
4, 4, 5.
Sure did. Terrible. Level 5, it's
Ooh.
getting worse. I would like to revise my estimate.
まだまだ始まったばかりです。ドラゴンモンスタ
I
ー
don't
ズ
know if you're planning on buying a lottery ticket today or not, Air, but don't.
No, I really wasn't, but this reinforces my decision. Everybody's excited for an hour and 45 minutes of fighting worms.
Yeah, that's the estimate to getting a 1 through 3 worm.
You know what? I'm gonna have to heal here. We'll improvise a little bit. Okay, still worked out. Sulo.
Sulo's a good name.
Save us, Sulo. Level 3.
でもだね。
We are now officially on the worst worm
も
grind
う
I've
10
had in
分
months.
近くやってるかな
Perfectly timed. I hope everybody's enjoying it.
頑張れ頑張ってもしょうがないけど
Yeah, the best part
別
about
れ
this
は
is
もう
like
仕方ない
at some point you might think, oh, just cut your losses and take the next one, but that no.
%95 of worm wranglers give up right before the level 1 worm.
It's a proven statistic.
So the reason we're doing this is that regardless of the starting level, monsters will have effectively the same base stats. Oh, 4, my goodness. And
Yeah,
so the lower
so-
level you get, the faster they level up and the more levels they gain. And the levels are static, so the stats that you gain are going to be the same from level 1 to level 2 every single time. And 1 to 2 is actually the biggest level that worms get until level 15. It's almost twice as good as most levels.
So you could recruit a level 1 or a level 5 worm. They're gonna have the same stats either way, but then when you get that level 1
Whoops.
worm and get them up to level 5, then that's gonna be way stronger than the 5 you recruited. Remember the Almo?
さあどうだ
Hey, level 1.
There you go.
Alright.
来ましたね
I'm
来た
really
来た
glad
で
after
嬉し
all
の
of that we
水
got a 1 and not a 2.
仲間にし
so we
て
can, like,
進めますね
truly show off the optimized worm strats.
よかった
So
はい
obviously the run is
この
doable
後
with any worm level.
だこれあれかな
the reason
闘技場とかで
I'm really
なんかランク上げていく感じなのかな
adamant about getting a level 1 or 2 is I wanted to show off the
ストーリーの流れを
difference
全
in the
く分
route
かっていないん
that
です
the
けれ
low
ど
level
も
worm allows. Because like with Kobe,
ユ
you know,
ニ
like
バーだからさ
obviously
っき言ったよう
with the
に
worm levels being
I don't
between
know.
level 4 and level 8, the worm isn't going to be very good. It's
俺
going to
その
be
代わり
really
の
weak.
もの
It's
を見
not
つ
going to
け
be
た
the
ら
core
クリ
of
ア
the
って感じ
strategies. You try to keep all of your monsters alive. Since this game has experience funneling with any living monsters, that means
今後
that
この大水が
you
どういう
level
役割
up
を担ってい
slower,
くの
your
か
individual
注目
monsters
し
are
たいとこ
weaker.
ろ
What we're going to be doing here with the
と
level
て
1 worm
も戦
is
闘
killing
に
off
は
the rest of the
使わな
party
さ
as
そうな
quickly
感
as
じがし
possible
ます
so
よ
that
ね
it gets effectively triple experience. And it's going to become so powerful that it's just going to take on the first couple bosses of this game
マ
by
ルタの王
itself.
様
The fight that
Sure.
it like really is noticeable on is the cursed lamp. Oops. So if I go talk to the well lady.
Faster walking out and walking back in.
It's actually about the same, yeah. I timed it and it wasn't actually worth doing. It would have seemed intentional if I had just not said anything.
You're just trying to do well, Lady Skip, that's all.
Yeah. But yeah, the fight that you really notice it on is the Cursed Lamp, because the Cursed Lamp has some decently high defense and the upper spell, which further increases its defense. And when you're using Kobe strats with a high level worm, your whole party's alive and they're hitting like, 5 to 7 damage each. And so when you take 2 to 3 damage off of each hit there, it really adds up. Whereas with the experience funneled worm, we're gonna be dealing like 20 damage per hit. You take a couple points off that, it's like, I don't care. That's fine.
We could have seen if I was going to name him Slalin again.
Oh.
Or Slary, sorry.
さあどこ
Yeah, the
か
other day in practice we
め
got
ちゃくちゃ
a
吹っ飛ばしたけ
fun
ど
and the random name was Slary,
地下
which
に
I'm pretty sure
で
was just a
どこに
mistranslation
向かってるんだ
of
ろ
Slalin from EQ5. Alright, so now we want Slash and Durzo to die as quickly as possible. That is the wrong target. Stop hitting my Alamo. Yeah, you see right there, you see those 5s and
うあ
attack.
普通にレベル上げていいんだ
those are not numbers that you're gonna see for quite a while on this
レベル
worm.
1である
Probably you're
必
gonna
要あ
see
っ
like
た
2
の
to
かな
4.
どういうこ
That
とだ
level
ろ
1 to level 2 is massive, and it only takes 2 experience to go from level 1 to level 2. Hit Durzo. Oh! This is gonna be one of those days where we're defending against Beaver in here, waiting for everybody to
Murphy's
die.
Rod.
I'm gonna take one more because we would like to get the worm to level 4. We need to heal here because it is in blaze range.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh,
We
there's-
got one down. Alright. Wasn't enough. Oh well, we'll just take the fight. Level 3 is from level 1 is basically the same as level 4 from level 2.
and you got Slash. You'll get a few licks in.
Yeah. Oh, wrong
You'll get a lot
target.
of licks in if he just keeps attacking Elma.
There we
There
go.
we go.
There we go. Doing that.
Slash is gonna survive with 1 HP.
I'm terrified right now of somebody getting a crit. I'm actually gonna... Oops, went to go defense there. And please hit slash, thank you. Alright, now we're
あそれも装填復活しない。
Alright, so this is going to funnel all of the experience from this fight into the worm, which will get it to level 9. And
お、
that's
倒しました
significant
ね
because at level 9, we can guaranteed run from everything in Oasis except for Cactaballs. If we find a Cactaball, we'll have to fight it. Everything else we can just run away from. Cactaballs you can guaranteed run from at level 11, which is what we'll be at after the Cursed Lamp fight.
なんだろう、初期パラメーターが大事になってくるのかな。
What
まあ、
you
なん
get
とか
for
レベル9まで上げま
100%
した。
beef worm. And only $5.
Come on down. Yeah, this worm is absolutely jacked. Just wait till we use a friend staff on it. So, if you're familiar with Dragon Quest, you probably know about the buy kill, or these days, the oomph spell. Doubles attack power. We're gonna be doing that against Squiz at the beginning of the next world. And he's gonna be pumping some damage. Alright, so here we return to the king. He's just like, alright, I'll give you the title bell that I promised you for helping us. I'm here and the treasury's been raided, of course. So it turns out that the thieves have taken it to the oasis to the east, but if you go there right now, once you approach the water, it'll recede and you won't actually be able to do anything there. So we're gonna drop down into the prison here, and with that extra beef jerky that we bought, we're gonna feed a prisoner and he's gonna give us the water call. And that's gonna allow us to bring the water back and engage the boss fight.
How bad is this king if he can't even feed his like prisoners?
Hey man, beef jerky's expensive. That's like 10 gold.
Yeah, but they at least they fed Dell and Shadowgate.
If they didn't, he wouldn't have escaped.
That's true. Who's the bigger fool, I guess?
Yeah. Alright, so right there, that crest pent is classified as a dragon in this game, so that's the only dragon we're going to see in this Dragon Quest game. Hope you enjoyed it. There obviously are more in the
レベル
game, but
1
not
の
that
ワー
we're
ム
gonna
が選ば
come
れたの
across
は
in the speedrun.
カモチを引きずることで素早くレベルアップできる。
Unless something
ああ、
goes
集中してる
terribly
ってこ
wrong.
と。
True. Things could go terribly wrong. Things have gone terribly wrong. That's okay. we're here to have a good time. Alright, so this is the first of several times we're going to see this character here. Going to send his cursed lamp after us. Oh, nice opener there. Easy crit.
危ない。 りがとうございます。
Got that wind staff, lots of money.
行くのかなしたら、そ
Gonna
こ
get
の
two
世
beef
界
jerkies
で
here, so we're gonna do a couple of recruits in
何かしら秘宝の能力を、手
buy
に入れる
herbs
と
up to
次の世界に行けるように
and
なる
then
と。
last slot will be a warp wing.
良い。
Inventory is maxed at 24 here,
じ
so
ゃ
you
あサ
gotta
ッ
make
カー終わ
sure
って
you can do
今度は水の世
23 minus
界を
X.
探
Oh,
索する
hello.
感じですか？
Oh, it's a warp staff. Dang it. I was really hoping that would be a free friend staff. That would have made things really nice.
You could have stepped on it before you dropped the herb.
I could have. But oh well. I don't need all of the herbs.
Really believed it was a friend.
I really believed. Yeah, you gotta believe in the heart of the staves.
Yes.
See a Durzo, replace you with Bino. Okay, now we go to the tournament.
だいぶあれですかね。無印版というか、
Tournament's a little bit different
初代から
than your normal fight
ガラッと
because
変わ
you
った感
cannot
じですか、
use
ストー
items
リ
in
ー
a
は。
tournament
システムは
and
そんなに
you
変わら
cannot,
なくて、
tell you can't use the command function.
Yeah, you can
目
only
的が、大
assign
目的
base
が全然
tactics,
違う
so
ような
charge
内容
mixed
かな。
or defense, or use no skills.
それだけ広いマップを探索してると楽し
If
そうです。
you played Monsters 1, you're very familiar with the tournament system. Fortunately, in this game, this is the only time we have to do the tournament. Monsters 1 is all tournament. All of the story progression is tournament.
Yep. But luckily, all of our monsters now are strong enough to where we basically just say, attack, just charge.
Yep, and Almo does have the ability to one-shot a few enemies in here, which is nice. The big problem is going to be the second fight. There's an eggplant that has lure dance, and if he makes our worm dance, then it slows things down quite a bit. As our worm of power is
こ
most
れい
of
わゆ
our
る
damage
C ク
here.
ラスかな。
And the worm is dancing.
He's just feeling himself, man.
D いいだっけどこまであったっけ
Ah. See, and there you
They
see.
really wanted this.
That's one thing you really don't want to see is so there's no retargeting in this game. So if everybody's targeting one enemy and it dies on the first hit, the two following attacks will just hit air.
さあ、3戦目。
It's useful when it comes to recruiting monsters. It's a pain in the butt when you're trying to get through the tournament quickly, though.
Yeah, especially like when we get to well, yeah, as we get to the next world, this is the last time that we'll be recruiting monsters, and the recruiting mechanic is it's always the last monster standing is the one that has a chance of recruiting.
Yeah, we'll do 3 random encounter recruits in Pirate, and then from there it's all breeding. Alright. Master QFG8 and the Fun Friends has won the tournament.
あ、勝ちました。あ、今クラスなんぼって書いてあっ
Yeah, so then we get our pirate key. Lets us get to the next
た。
world.
パイレートキー。
So we can go search for another plug for the naval. Which,
こ
spoiler
の
alert.
鍵をもらいましたと。
I hope they find something soon before the entire island goes under. Well, hey.
ハマってるの、かわいい。バタバタしてて。
Yeah, one thing to note is that at this point it does tell you you have access to the Starry Shrine, which
次の
allows for breeding, but
ところ
there's a
に
line
進む
there, so you can't actually use it. Alright, so here we're going to save and reset. And then I'm going to mash A at a very specific pace, trying to hit about a 4-frame window, which will determine what items we get on the overworld. Do a little bit of movement here. We should have a friend staff here.
あ、な
Nope,
んだ
got the leaf.
ここでもなんか伝染するのかと思った。あー、マ
Gonna give it
ッ
one
プ
try
今
with
度
the
は。
manual. Now we'll just turbo manip it now, which is more consistent.
You either have the friend staff right there outside of the shrine. Otherwise, if there's nothing out there, then it might be by the cave.
Yeah, this one there'll be nothing outside, and it'll be up by the cave.
ではないのか。
It's faster to get the one right outside
なんだろう、今
the
のイ
shrine
ン
here,
トは何なんでしょう
because
ね。
there's fewer steps and you're less likely to get a random encounter.
なんかよく
This
マ
one
ップ
here
の
with
源泉と
turbo
か
is
は
very consistent.
見たことありますけど。
Alright, so that's the friend staff. That casts by kill, but it has like a 50%
今
chance to
似
break.
たよう
when
な
you
地
use
形
it.
だったから。
In my
違うの
PB, I
かな
get to use it like, I think, 5 or 6 times without it breaking.
You were like well into ice, I think.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll do a bookmark here just in case.
うまく
And here we meet Squiz, the world's best babysitter. We use the friend staff on the worm, and it did not break, so we will get to use it again. Got an
Nice.
upper on Bino. We would love to see an upper on Alamo as well. Now, we do have the ability to directly command Putty to cast upper on Alamo, however... Whoop. Whoops, there's a lot of damage going out here, so... we basically need to heal
Fine.
every single turn. If Bino dies here, it's not the end of the world, it's just inconvenient.
He's got 2 uppers though. I think he's all right.
It's gonna depend if he spams by attack at this point. Yeah, now we want him to kill Putty, ideally. And we're good now, because since he hit Putty, then Bino gets topped off. Now, Putty getting killed here during this fight is ideal, because it gets more experience over to Bino and Elmo, but it's not required. It's just a, it's a convenience thing.
ガズキン。
Oh, and that is Squiz.
Now he becomes our best monster for a little while.
Yep, just for a little bit. But basically for the rest of the year and the very beginning of Ice, he's going to be our strongest party member. The nice thing about the lamp surviving is it doesn't get reordered to the back of the line, which means I can just turbo through that menu. It also means I don't have to reorder on the overworld here, so it saves a little bit at the cost of some experience on Bino and the Worm. Alright, so now we need to recruit an Army Ant and a Mad Gopher.
You're neither of those 2.
I don't know why I keep putting the Worm on defense on these fights.
You finally have a level 1 worm. You want to protect him.
Yeah. He's the one protecting us. Alright, so the reason we want to recruit the Mad Gopher and the Army Ant is because they are part of story triggers once we get back home. Our dad is looking for a Mad Gopher to help dig some stuff up. He's going to give us a tiny medal for it. And then there's a merchant that needs help moving some boxes, and the Army Ant's going to help him.
これがポートリッツの港町かな。
It doesn't matter what order you do those in. Like, for speed purposes, it's faster to give the Gopher to Dad first.
あ、めちゃくちゃ
He's right there at the
飛ば
farm.
された。
But whichever one of those two you do first will give you the tiny
Like,
medal, and the second one will
用
give
が
you
ある
the
から
ice
来
key.
たのかわかんないですけど。
And that gets us to the next world.
Ew. Is that Lackmere?
He talks about as slow as Lackmere, so maybe. You know what? Canonically, that is now Lackmere.
You want to walk away and he just keeps talking to you?
Yep. Alright, we're gonna grab 5 exit bells, 1 rib for recruiting our Dark Eye, and we're gonna fill empty slots with Love Waters. They're just better herbs. About twice as effective.
あ、なんか仲間にするのかな。
It's like heal more in an item.
Oh wow.
Ooh, nice.
There are not many ants on this screen.
お、いきなり来た。
What's a solo?
これは
Yeah.
ダイアリ。
Alright. Now we just need our Gopher. Yeah, Anatola, we had to make sure we even them out. Alright, so I'm going to force an encounter on this screen because there are more gophers on this screen than if we go down. Tell everybody to attack the ant. That way it'll die and everybody else will attack the air. So this is a spot where the level 3 worm can bite you in the butt. Because it will not follow commands 100% of the time. Alright, nice recruits. Back to back. Take it.
あ、どんどん仲間にしていきますね。
I think that was the game
今の
apologizing
体は
for
後のイ
the
ベント
drone.
用ですね。あ、そうなんだ。
Alright, so here you need a monster that can learn a dancing ability, which Squiz learns lure dance. So it's nice to bring him along for the power, but we also use him as the story progression trigger here
やっぱ
to
り
meet the mermaids.
道中でもやっぱ仲間にしないといけない必須なモンスターもいるんですね。
And the reason we're here is because we are looking for the moon rock so that we can get to the volcanic island. But it's sunk with a ghost ship, and she tells us that the ghost ship is north of Yold. And if you know what Yold is when you're playing this, good for you. You paid more attention than I did. But that is a town just west of where you start with the shrine.
I just remember I had to prep something for later in the runs, and now I'm ready.
I'm scared, but okay.
お、何やら沈没船
Alright, so here's our ghost ship. Probably gonna get one encounter here.
幽霊船これ
Yep.
いわゆる。
Oh, of course there's an Inverzon. Why wouldn't there be an Inverzon? So the Inverzon has an ability called Odd Step, which greatly increases its chance to evade attacks. Fortunately, it hasn't done it yet. That's incredible.
Wow.
3 rounds with no Odd Step.
Is this the first positive? I've never seen that before.
That's one of them, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh yeah, it's probably Tower Trivia. Yeah.
There we go.
I've never seen this before. Pretty uncommon to get a second encounter right before the right before the pirate here, or the bone slave.
Oh, 強制ですね。
Squiz, you feel like a crit? No? Okay. It's always nice to get a crit on this fight so you don't have to deal with this bang.
All right, I'm gonna make the Ricky Martin reference. When he bangs, he bangs.
You would.
Don't blame me. Blame the bone slave. He's the one who banged.
True. He did. Alright, so here we get a repellent, which is an awesome item in this game, because it doesn't check against levels or anything like that. It's just for 200 steps there are no
今
random
何を使っ
encounters.
たんだろう。
Plain and simple.
ちょっと英語だとわかんないな。
We'll get a couple of them here in Pirate, but unfortunately, we can't force them to appear anywhere. They just are in a couple of chests. Once we get to the next world, or 2 worlds from now,
こ
we
れ
do
は
actually have the ability to buy them, which is great.
船長か
That
な。
did not break. Alright, we're gonna get
こ
another
れ
use.
町のボーンスレーブもいますが。
It's gonna be great for ice.
Yeah, so not having the friend staff break here means that we can friend staff squiz on the first fight of the next world. And that's a big deal because we will have 2 babies with him that are just on defense, hoping not to die. So having squiz push through that initial encounter to get them up to like level 10 or so really quickly is huge.
Ooh, this is scary.
We're gonna just hope that Worm survives, but Squiz is more important right now. That's fine. I'm not gonna use the World Leaf. Will I use the World? Do I want to
Nah.
use it? I'm debating
What the-
because of the Dark Eye recruit still. I'll
期
just
待で倒せるかな。
We can get more World Leaves later before we actually really need them. If we ever need them. Most runs it doesn't end up getting used. Look at that, he's already making sure it pays off with a crit. That skeleton have lips. You know what? I'm gonna choose not to think about that. But maybe.
That's a beard.
No, the skeletons, not the
Oh, the bone.
the bone sliders.
Oh.
I got really confused for a second.
お、倒しましたね。
All right, so there's Captain Dead. Now we're gonna get the moon rock out of this chest here.
安らかに眠りなさい。さあ、これで幽霊船攻略
It's got
動
more
かせるんだ、それ。
protein than I thought.
あ、消えちゃった。
All right, so we're gonna do a little stop in here. Pick up a couple of bookmarks just for safety saves. I don't trust the game. Love the music in this game. I'm going to not be able to resist the urge to hum along every once in a while, so if that bothers you, I apologize. I can't help it. Alright, so here we bring the moon rock to the tower here, and this is... The tower itself isn't a reference, but the moon rock is basically a reference to Dragon Quest II with the moon fragment, as we're going to use it to raise the sea so that we can reach the volcanic island. Oh, I bought herbs. Whoops. Oh, it'll be fine.
ロック、月の石
I meant to grab a couple of love waters, but I bought a whole bunch of herbs instead. We'll just sell those at the beginning of ice.
Wonder if they'll ever make a Dragon Quest game where there's a moon rock to raise the
Oh.
the sea, and then there's still the thirsty pitcher to lower it.
Oh man, that would... Dragon Quest Wind Waker.
岩が消えて通れるようになると。これで行動範囲が広がったのかな。
Alright, so now we've got access to the volcanic island, which is where we are going to be recruiting our Dark Eye. And we need the Dark Eye that we recruit to be a female, because it's going to be breeding with Beano, who is always male. And fortunately, we know which Dark Eyes are male or female based on the formation that they appear in. The absolute best one is just a solo Dark Eye. The absolute worst one comes with 2 Tortrigons.
So Hactical, leave your turtles at home.
Yeah, we don't need the Hactic army here. So we will use Super sword. You know what? Let's go back and
鏡
check.
だけ置いてく。
We untie command. He's like, whatever. I don't even want it anymore.
さあ、これはどう
Alright,
で
so now
す
we're
か
back home. Is the mirror gonna work?
ダメ
No.
ダメ。
So the mirror does give us another new ability. In this case, we have the ability to break rocks now, which will let us open a shortcut to the
はい。ということ
back to
で、
the
今
shrine
度は、
from where we do the breeding,
今
and it's also
何
gonna
を
help us open some
ゲットし
paths
たんだ
in
ろう。
like in Sky.
その代わりにならなかっ
And actually, if
た
you
んで
notice,
す
as he's
が、ま
walking
た
around
新しい
Great
と
Log
こに
now,
行けるのかな。
the
この
water
世
is
界かな。
creeping up, so the island is slowly sinking into the ocean.
Yep, and still nobody believes us.
もうマルゴあのままでいいんじゃないかな。
So I'm swapping out Beano and the
ダメ
worm for the gopher and the army ant that we picked up.
Because there's one thing too, like the game won't let you walk around without a monster at this point, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever tried. I'd imagine it wouldn't. You can't go into the tall grass without a Pokemon. Alright, so Dad,
Can't or
Dad
won't?
gives us a tiny medal, and like the ungrateful child that we are, we just throw it away in front of him.
Thanks,
Wow,
Dad, I'll treasure
thanks,
this
Dad. That's
forever.
great. Yeah, tiny medals,
あ、鏡能力は確か岩を破壊
as
で
far
き
as
る。
we're
あ、あり
concerned,
が
they
とうござ
just
い
take
ま
up
す。
inventory space.
鏡で岩を破壊するん
You
ですね
can't sell them, so I just gotta toss them. But that's the only one that we're gonna get. Alright, so this merchant takes our army ant to help him move the box, and he gives us the ice key. And now we go breeding.
Why would we give it to Kobe though? He's got cooties.
Alright, so this guy's got an armor pede. We're gonna breed our giant worm with it to get a giant worm.
Oh.
But it's gonna be a better giant worm. So it'll have the ability to learn by kill,
さあ、何が
or twin hits in this game.
Also, when he does get to the Starry Shrine and he goes to breed Beano and the Dark Eye, you have to do it in a
なんだろうね。
specific
ちょっとわ
order
かんないですけ
because
ど、今のも
if、you pick
今のだけだ
the
と。
other order, we're not getting a Grizzly.
Yeah. We'll probably get like a gremlin or something. I don't know. Never made that mistake.
Something like that.
Alright, so first we will hatch the worm, because unlike Monsters 1, Monsters 2 has a quality of life change where you can breed and hatch in the same interaction. Which is awesome. So we can just do the whole thing with one animation instead of two. Knife. That's a knife name.
って書いてあった。
It could be a ninth worm.
Knife. That's pretty knife.
It used to be, dang it. That was Mike Tyson's worm.
さあ、ここで夫人を整えていく。
Use twin hit.
Stop
Alright,
spell.
so here we get our Grizzly, Ivor, which is that's what he was in my practice
Ivor.
run the other day. So Grizzly is a powerhouse of attack power. And you're gonna see he's gaining up to 20 attack power per
Grizzly.
level. It's incredible. They're extremely front-loaded. By like level 18 or so, they taper off, but that's fine. By then, he's dealing a ton of damage. Put the babies on defense here, since we have the friend staff. If you don't have the friend staff, you would just put them on defense in the first fight, but we want to be able to use the friend staff in the first turn of the first fight.
Ice has got the best overworld music in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I love this track. It's really sad that after you complete the story here, if you come back, the music is back to the normal overworld.
Yeah.
These that I didn't mean to buy. Keep in mind that we do have an extra warp staff already, so I only need to buy 3 of those. You get 2 log twigs. This allows us to move the location of the shrine to wherever we want. And we're going to use the first of those 2 really soon here. It's nice because it makes it so that the warp staff can effectively take us wherever we want to go. So we're going to put it right here at this little nexus corner of our activity for this world.
ログチーグってなんだろう
Just nice little convenience for overworld travel coming up. Alright, so here we talk to Rubus. She's telling us that there's a whole bunch of problems with the world here. She's going to give us her crest so that the royalty of the world will recognize us as her messenger, and we can go solve their problems. Because that's a responsibility that you should put on the shoulders of a 6-year-old girl, right? Can you just go solve politics? Thanks.
Yeah, our queen ended up getting possessed. Can you do anything about that, please?
We'll take the mining counter. Luckily, you can save on this screen, especially if you actually go to the right menu.
Menuing is impossible.
これは鉱山の中に入ったのかな
Alright, that's a good fight.
昔見たのから変かないならグリズラ最終メンバーだったはず。
And
あ、ありがとうございます。
there's
じゃあ
only 2
も
more
う
fights
今後
where
ず
it's
っと使
useful,
っていく。
so getting it this
これ
far
レベリン
is
グするのかな
really the big benefit of it.
落ちた後レベル1からっていうのもね、なかな
Ninth
か
is getting a little aggressive there.
育成しがいあるね。
We'll go ahead and switch them here, so I don't forget it on the next fight. So here you get a whole bunch of levels, and by the end of this I always forget what I'm supposed to do next, which is take them off of defense so they can actually fight. So since that was a safe turn where nobody was within range of getting killed by a single goopy, I went ahead and switched their tactics there.
Hope you enjoy the level up tune because you're gonna hear a ton of it from here to the end of the game.
This is the best part of the Monsters games. You go breed and then just tons of levels. And there you saw a 20 attack,
ひたす
11
ら
attack,
レベルが上がっていく工程を見ている。
10 attack. Bear is all damage. Alright, so from this point, we're actually okay if Squiz dies. It's preferable if he does, just again to boost the experience that the Worm and the Grizzly are getting. But we will need him alive for an event not too long from now, but there's a quick revive that's not inconvenient. It's better to get the bonus experience, because we do want to get the Worm to level 17 so that it learns by kill, or twin hits.
Man, just attacking all the wrong monsters.
Right. Grizzly learns Ice Bolt. And the reason that we have it on command and not charge is because it will use Ice Bolt and hit enemies for 15 damage instead of whacking them for 100.
Wait a minute, I have a question now. If the Grizzly is now at a point that it learned Ice Bolt, does that mean that Bray in Dragon Warrior 4 is only as smart as a Grizzly?
Yes.
答え攻撃力高いね。
Alright, finish off Squiz for me. What do you say, Bomb Crag? There we go. That'll do. So now I need to keep in mind that this is always where my muscle memory gets me in trouble. Where now that Squiz is dead, if I go to use a Love Water, it's going to bypass him completely. And so the top option is going to be the Worm. If I hit down to heal the Worm, I'm going to end up healing the Bear instead.
あれ、イカは放置するのかな
Maybe Bray is a Grizzly. What was
wow.
Bray's high school mascot?
The Santine.
グリズリーの攻撃力が高すぎるせいで、1でも2でも最終メンバーになってるはず。
I was trying to think of something that started with S, but I like
もう
your
序盤
style.
から使える高火力なモンスターなんですね。なるほど、なるほど。
Alright, so here the entire
レベリングするのも
political debate was over the gold that's in this cave, and that right there, that little pile, that's all that's left of it.
またこの2人出てきた。
Maybe this isn't worth fighting over. So our work here is done. We're gonna
引き
return
出し
back
まし
and
た。
check on the king from the first town.
So I couldn't help but notice your bomb crag didn't crit anybody.
Sure didn't. That's normal. Yeah, every once in a while that bomb crag goes on some weird crit streaks. I had one practice run the other day where it crit the armor, or crit the worm, I revived the worm, and then it crit the worm again immediately after.
My run last year it crit the worm with 1 HP. Oh, and no meme?
Oh, yeah. So here you check the wall and Kamea will slam into it wherever you check. And right there is a weak spot on the wall. If you go anywhere else, he'll just smash his face into the wall and be like, Terra, that wasn't it.
Wasn't it Terra?
ああ。いがみ合ってますが。
Alright, so here we got two kings. One of them is a silver devil in disguise.
It's the no, it's the AG devil.
Oh, sorry.
Chat. We gotta ask the chat. What does the AG stand for? Wrong answers only.
AG
I'm
デ
a
ビ
big
ル
fan of the
シルバーデ
agriculture
ビル
devil.
なるほど。
The agility devil.
Oh, that's a new one. Yeah, agriculture and attorney general are, I think, are my two favorites that we've had so far.
Ooh, agonizing. That's good.
Mm, デビですね。
Anti-good devil. I like that.
いや、確かに火力高いな。2倍出てたよ。
Agoraphobic. That one's good too.
That is a good one. Auto gorilla. Auto gorilla.
Ah.
Alright, so the next event that we're going to do requires 3 monsters to be alive, so we will revive Squiz. And then right after that event, we'll try to get him killed off again. It's really tough being Squiz, man.
First you love him, then you hate him. Then you need him, then you want him to go away. It's the difficult life of a hood squid.
Yep. He's the lovable babysitter that gets killed off whenever he's inconvenient.
Ooh, a hammer hood.
And a Yeti.
And a Yeti.
This is the Cowie special right here.
あ、いつの間にかあれですね。プレイ時間1時間超えていて。
Alright, so we want to get Ninth up to level 17.
のは氷の世界
Like that. I'm gonna learn twin hits there.
だ
That
った
is
の
our
かな
by kill spell.
を探索しているところ
And
です。
if you've been paying attention to the damage numbers coming out of the
で
grizzly, just you wait.
なんでかわかんないけど、王様に、
Basically, our entire strategy for the rest of the game is buff up the bear.
なっていたシルバー
Watch
デビ
him
ルを
swing.
倒して、どっかに向かってる。
And it's gonna get even more ridiculous later
目
in
的
the
はわかん
run.
ないけど、状況はそういう状況。
Multiple attacks.
Yep. Yeah, later he's gonna have quad hits. But each hit is only 50% damage, but he gets 4 hits. Good deal. Yeah, well, you know what I always say? If you get here under 105, it's a good run, right?
Oh, you change the time marker every time, so I don't know.
Sure do. It used to be 1 hour, and then now it's under 50. Yeah, I'd say with so this is usually like my benchmark to see how the run is actually going based on when I enter this town. So we're really only 5 minutes behind an average run here after that worm recruit, so we're catching back up. Yeah, so here we're doing our
Aniara.
service routine that we did for the king in Oasis. Trying to cheer up Queen Yuna, and she doesn't care. So it turns out that her soul has been taken to the forest to the southeast. So we're gonna go retrieve it, bring it back. And now Squiz is back in the front of the party because we need to get rid of him. What was that?
I said, good thing that her soul is small enough to fit in your pocket.
Yeah, there's always room in your bag. As long as there's not 24 items in it.
There's always room in your bag as long as there's room in your bag.
Exactly.
Oh.
This isn't the unlimited bag of the main series.
今のキャラは何なんだ謎のキャラについていく。
No Mudron, which means we're not going to see beat cast on Squiz.
Oh, here he comes.
笑わないおかみました。もう笑かせようとしますが
No,
失
the bear
敗
went
し
to
ます。
sleep.
とにもひもの様子がおかしいようです。なるほど。さっきのは笑わせようとしてたんだ。悪い奴が2個笑わせたり、姫の心の砂とかで暗躍している。あー、なるほど。そういう話だったんだ。
H and O.
さっきのが、
No.
あ、これか。
Alright, so we found
Maybe
Yuna's
何かしら
soul.
関
She
係
is
があっ
now
たの
hanging
かな
out in our bag.
もう出ちゃった。
And we're gonna
早い
take
な。
her home. And we're gonna find the puppeter boss, which is manipulating her and is the one that removed her soul from her body. And we're going to have the longest fight in this game.
All 2 rounds of it, if everything's
All
go
2
right.
rounds. So the big threat of this fight is that it has the ability to confuse your party, and if he confuses the bear, it's terrifying. But if he doesn't confuse the bear, then 2 hits will take him out. And that's the fight.
お、早い。
Yeah, so Squiz gaining levels here does cost time, but it's not a huge problem. As long as we have twin hits, then we've got enough power to clear this world. So losing a little bit of experience there isn't terrible. It's just not ideal.
I love that the sprite for the bear, like, his hands are always above his head. It's so good.
Yeah. Guys, can we stop playing? My arms are getting really tired. I like to think he puts his arms down when we're on the shell.
Probably does, yeah.
And if you've noticed, the encounter rate in Ice has been pretty low. It's actually due to a bug in the game where... so this game uses the depletion encounter system that some of the other Dragon Quest games use, like DQ3 Super Famicom, for example. Where every time you enter an area, it rolls a value, and each step that you take depletes that value by a set amount based on the type of tile that you're stepping on. So grass, trees, mountains. Every single tile in Ice has a depletion value of 1. So it doesn't matter what tile type you're walking on, you're only depleting by 1 per step. So sometimes, if you keep rolling high values, you just don't get very many encounters here.
There are a few fights on this mountain that are a little bit scary, but...
Yeah, the stub birds that fortunately we have not seen have the ability to cast twin hits themselves. Yesterday, during a practice run, I ran into that encounter, and on turn 1, all 3 of them cast twin hits. Alright, there goes Squiz. Alright, so here we get the sleep herb, which we're going to need. We don't know we need it yet, but we're going to need that once we get to the castle down here.
まあ、ありがちな山の上の、なんでしょうね。
There was a potion
草を
or
回収
bottle
して。
down here that I will grab. Love water. Okay. Ooh, I'll grab that money when we leave. When we
Leo?
stab for Sky. There's some variation at the end of the game based on money and sellable item pickups that you get, as far as how much safety healing you have for the last 2 fights. We will definitely go pick that up since it's only a few steps out of the way.
ああ、なるほど。
Preemptive heals there.
寝込んでる。
Alright, so we use the sleep herb on the queen here who is stuck asleep. Find out that there's a goat
と
horn that is possessing
戦
her.
闘が始まると。
How do we deal with goat horns? We cast twin hits and swing with the bear. 210
Throw
damage.
the bear at the goat horn.
There you go. Where's Umaro? Bring him in. Oh, stop spell missed. That's unfortunate. Alright, we'll just start healing then. Yeah, if you land that stop spell, which is like, it's about 50%.
あれ、サソリになった
So when I'm doing PB attempts, I no longer pick up that drag scale, but the main reason I'm bringing it here is because later we're going to pick up a steel fang that we're going to give to the grizzly that gives it plus 50 attack, and you can't manually remove items from monsters. You have to either deposit them in the bank or swap it out with another item. Hey, Anatoly, look! Here. But yeah, so if I accidentally give the steel fang to the armorpede and I don't have another item to swap out, then it's just stuck there doing nothing. Yeah, that encounter is the best encounter that you can get here. And I actually haven't seen it in a long time. I used to get them all the time, so Anatoly would get really jealous. Because I don't think he's ever seen it.
Yeah, there's always these glitches around them that are harder to kill.
Yeah.
Ah, もうここあれか。もう違う世界来てた
That
ん
was a
です
really
ね。
early encounter too. Which, yeah. I was about to say, hey look! Another solo encounter. Oh my goodness. So, level-wise, our only real goal here is to get bulk to level 15 to learn Evil Slash before the Metal Babble fight. So, fast encounters are better than high experience encounters for our purposes here, so single enemies are fantastic.
But also, we would like to see Squiz take a nap again, so at his earliest convenience.
Yeah, at least before the Babble fight, because we don't want him taking a third of that experience. This is a good one for getting rid of Squiz. Unless Squiz dodges. Squiz! Get with the program, man. Make sure we switch him over to fight so that our bear doesn't use Ice Bolt. No, hit Squiz, please. You guys are hitting the wrong target. Oh my.
He's gonna survive everything. He's
He
gonna
is.
survive the bridge fight. He's gonna survive the dark fight.
I did actually lose a world record run one time because Squiz survived the bridge fight. And the time that he spent leveling up was what I missed by. Alright, so there you saw me delete a couple of abilities because each monster can only have 8 abilities at a time. The abilities that I'm unlearning on the Armorpede are specifically picked so that the only action that he has available to him on mixed tactics is twin hits. So it saves me some menuing time later, where instead of manually targeting twin hits on the bear like I have been doing up to this point, I'll be able to just put him on mixed and let him do his thing.
Plus, it can help. It can even like react beyond like what a human can in terms of like if he got demagicked, then if the turn order was right, you could apply twin hits again that same turn.
Right, yeah. So like freezing waves, like as with other Dragon Quest entries, removes all of your buffs. If he's on mixed and he goes after
Oh,
the boss that uses freezing waves, then he might reapply twin hits right away, which is great. Alright, so there we get the Cleric Ring, and we watched a bird come and steal the Light Orb. We're not going to follow the Light Orb storyline at all. We just want the Cleric Ring to sell for some money. We're going to talk to this whale sage here. He's like, alright, if you're going to help us, check behind the grave and find the change staff. On
ま
Kobe,
たあ
the
れ
change
で
staff
す
is
ね
a little
それ
more
ぞれの世界
important
にはそれぞれの
and
物語
impactful.
がある
Hey,
という
look!
ことでその中で何かしらが
And he killed
起こ
Squiz.
ってるん
What a
だろうけど
pal.
ちょっとわかんない
This is
I'm gonna
amazing.
need you to mail me your cartridge
他は放
for
置してるのかね
inspection.
Alright. Oh man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the change staff. Ah, there we go. The change staff allows you to turn into a random monster that is currently on the screen with you. Whoops. We're gonna use it to pass the bridge up ahead here, but in Kobe, you also need to use it to become small enough to enter the cave that the metal battle is in. And it's a bit of an RNG time loss there because there are 3 monsters on the
今の
screen
箱
that
は
you use it
天
on.
空の世界に住むモンスターたちの賢者のものだったそう。あ、なるほどなるほど。ありがとうございま
Sometimes
す。
you just sit there reusing the change staff over and over again until you get the right one.
じゃあ墓を調べて、
He's like, oh, you're a monster. You can come through.
Man, this is the cart that you
こ
sent
こど
to
こってんだよって教
Manitoba,
えてくれたんかな。
That was a missed opportunity.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, because I initially, the one that I bought from a local store, there was something wrong with it where like the memory was like permanently glitched, and so there's actually this Drac slime here is perfectly timed because there's a memory corruption glitch that causes everything to show up as a Drac slime, and yeah, so the game was basically unplayable unless I wanted to do glitched runs, which I don't.
あ、本当だ、変わってる。
Send that
変形の
one
せいで
back,
変
and
身して
then,
も
yeah,
ボーダーも
Total
して
sent me one that he found at a local shop, and that's this cartridge. So
こ
thank
ん
you.
な姿になっちゃって。あ、すごい。さっきの秘宝で空も飛べるようになっている。
And that means we are done with random encounters for the rest of the game. Huzzah. So here we can buy repellents.
あ、す
if
ご
we,
い。
you know, get through this laggy shop menu correctly. Anything else to sell?
Sky net.
No. Alright, so we're gonna get 3 exit bells, 4 repellents, 2 potions. I said potions. A few world dues here. And we should get enough money to replace our world leaf before the final shop sequence of the game. So, there's that repellent again. As mentioned before, it doesn't do any level checks or anything. It is just a flat 200 steps with 0 encounters. So, we bought enough to last us for the rest of the game. So, now it's
あ、見れまし
no
たね
random encounters, just boss fights.
Which is really, let me think. There's some Metabel, Mudo,
Night Ridge.
yeah, Night Ridge.
Yeah, so it's just a few more fights over the course of the game. Ooh, almost 1,000 gold there. Alright, we'll use our other log twig here. Move the shrine. So our warp staff will come back to this town, which has the portal to Ludo's castle. We'll be coming back here soon. Yeah, so this hole here, if you're playing on Kobe, you can't fit through it, and you have to use the change staff in the previous town to turn into a Skullroo. Whereas Terra's small enough to just get through. Don't ask how the bear is small enough to get through. It goes inside its Pokeball. Yeah, that's it. Hey, more money. 70 gold.
No, what happens, he just hides inside the armor pede,
ムド
and then the armor pede makes it through.
Wouldn't the armor bead get bigger if there was a bear
出るか
inside
な
of
ちょ
it?
っと、奏者さん、
Don't bring physics
これ
into
喋っ
this.
てたのかなちょっと、聞き取れなかったけど。
Hey, more money. 350 gold. Alright, so we're gonna get another world leaf and 1 to 2 world dues. So we're gonna be sitting really pretty for the last couple of fights in the game.
All right. How many evil slashes is it gonna take? I'm gonna guess 3.
Yep, so here we have Evil Slash. It's a 1 in 3 chance to hit. If it hits, it crits. And first try.
Oh. Okay.
Alright. What we like to see.
The game is just pitying you for that worm grind.
It really is.
経験値の塊を。
Yeah, unfortunately that worm grind put us really far behind, but everything since then has been pretty good.
Yeah, we're still gonna be really close to estimate, I think.
We're
Event
looking
tempo
at, like closer to like 150 here, so we're about plus 5
逃げんのかな?
minutes or so. Not too bad. Yeah, you're right. First try evil / 25th try worm. Alright. So there we get one of our key items here that we're collecting for
あ、
the
中ボスだったん
monster
だ。
lord of this world.
めちゃでき
We're
る一発です
basically
ね。
picking up the Zenithian armor set.
なんでじゃあ逃げなさそう。
I think that's a
That
love
could be an
water.
elf water.
あ、この世界の王に会うのに3つくらい、財宝を献上するっていうのが、ああ、なるほど、なるほど。そのために今集めてるってことですかね。
So we got everybody's favorite dungeon, the ice puzzle tower. So
大
I've
変な
got
世界です
some
ね。
facts about towers. Tower trivia. The home insurance building in Chicago is generally considered the
最初に
world's
塔
first
みたいなの
skyscraper.
登ってたの
It
も
was
もしかして
completed
それだったりするのかな。
in 1885, and it was the first to use a curtain wall construction on a steel frame.
Ooh.
これはなんだ、正しいルートを行かないと。
Currently, the tallest skyscraper in the world is the Burj Khalifa. In addition to being the
あ、こ
tallest
れってもし
building
か
at
してまっすぐにしか
27,17
進めない
feet,
のかな。
surpassing
この
the
雲の
1,761-foot Taipei 101. It also overtook the 2,063-foot KVLY TV mast in Blanchard, North Dakota.
なるほ
The
ど。
world's tallest structure.
大変ですね。
I think one of my favorite Burj Khalifa tower trivia facts was like the annual condensation for its air conditioning can fill like 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I remember there was a tower fact that I read, but I still don't believe it wasn't like the tallest building in America right now is like 1,776
ここ
feet
下見え
tall.
ないけど大丈夫かな。
Give or take a fudging of the numbers just to
Right.
make sure it fits. It'd be funny if it was actually just like 1775 and they're like, quick, put this brick up there. As long as it's secured down, it counts toward the tower height.
The shape of the Flatiron Building helped
ここは
coin
ひた
the
すら
phrase 23 skidoo.
雲を使って渡っていきます。
What does that mean?
Apparently, I've heard it, but I don't know what it
特
means.
定の色させるマップにスペック
Phrase
しめめの
23 skidoo may have originated
自由
from
に
the
ね
shape and
息
location
で
of
きる
one
んであ
of
れ
the
ば
most iconic
楽なんで
skyscrapers
しょうけ
ever
ど
built. The building located on 23rd Street at the intersection of 5th Avenue and Broadway has strong winds that swirl around it due to its wedge-like shape. In the early 1900s, groups of men were reported to gather to catch a glimpse of a leg with skirts on women
まあどん
walking
どん上
were
に登ってい
blown
きま
up
す
by
ね。
the wind, Marilyn Monroe style. Local policemen were said to be giving them the 23 skidoo when they tried to disperse these groups of oglers. Today I learned.
This is why we play Dragon Warrior Monsters too. You never know what tower facts you're gonna learn any given day.
多分最上階までずっとこの移動が続くんですかね。ただエンカウントはいやたまたましてないだけか移
We're
動
almost done with
距
the
離が
tower.
短いから。
And then we're free of Zaitoriak's tyranny.
ひたすら移動のパートですね。
Hey, there's one more fact. Did you know that there were 4 towers in Shadowgate 64?
There are.
塔の保守
This
点
is
検
the secret DLC fifth tower.
誰が
from
管理するんだ
Shadowgate
っていう
64.
問題にもなっていきそうですね。さあこれでどうでしょう。あ
Alright.
今度九段だ。
We're done here.
おこれでどうでしょう。取れたかな。
Alright, so now that the tower is done, we move on to the puzzle castle, where we are going to fight Night Rich, which is either absolutely free. Ooh, elf water. Nice. Sells for a lot of money. Night Rich is either absolutely free or the most terrifying fight in the game. And you don't know what it's going to be until it's over.
紙に当たるときとめっちゃ引き返した。そうなんですね。 マップ切り替えとかだ
But we're
と大
hoping
変
that
そう
he
です
just
ね。
dies in 3 turns.
見えないから、その先。
Since I was talking about the bookmark, I almost
さ
used
すが
it
にあ
right
れで
there
すかね、
instead of
リ
the
メイク
bookmark.
版だともっとやりやすくなってたりするのかな。
That would have been great.
なんか、いわゆる氷の床みたいなものですよね。自由度の効かない。
Then if Night Rich went sideways, you just have a slightly longer walk.
Yeah.
まあ、でも、一つ前の世界で入手した
Yeah, dying to Night
絵
Ridge
法
is
を
really
使った
bad
ギミックっていうの
just
で
because
考えれ
the
ば、
walk through this
今後は
castle
ない
is
のかな。
extremely slow, and you'd
最
have to go and buy
終
more.
最後の
weapons.
世界でいっぱい使うかもしれないけど。
It's fine though because based on how the second half of
今
this
度は
run
別の
has
と
been
こ
going,
に来
he's not
て、
even
また財
gonna
宝を見つけてるの
summon
かな。
Diago.
It's true. He might just attack for 3 turns.
なんか、
That's
今
the
謎
ideal
解きだったっ
scenario.
ぽかった
Actually,
けど。
ideal scenario is he tries to summon Diago and fails. あ Little bell puzzle to get this ghost back to his.
ああ、なるほど。右上の棺桶まで
I appreciate
下
that he's
の
orange,
ボ
like the original
スイッチから踏
Ghost
ん
in
でたの
Dragon
かな。
Warrior
う
1.
ん、左上、下右で。
That was a nice touch.
急に謎解き来るじゃん。謎解きというか、
Right, here goes the last repellent.
ちょっと考えさせるギミックが増えてきましたね。
Yeah, so here, this is one of those puzzles where you have to follow the eyes of the skeletons to find where this button is. And
顔
my
調
first
べ
time
て
doing、this with notes. The notes told me where to go, but I was just having so much fun with the puzzle that I did it the normal way. Alright,
あ、ボ
and
ス
here's
戦かな
Night
これは。
Alright, so we're gonna go. Oh,
Night to-
dang it! I knew I was gonna do that.
Oh, at least he only attacked that turn.
Yep. Two attacks. All right. Really?
Hi, Diago.
Hey, Diago, what's up? Hulk is confusing me right now. Okay, that's the fight.
Wow.
That was pretty tame.
Yeah, he didn't.
早い。
No meditates. Meditate heals for
Yeah.
500, and he can use it every turn if he really wants to.
Yeah, between if he summons Diago and then anybody gets sick licked, and then he starts doing his meditation, then that can turn really ugly really fast.
Yeah. I was debating if I wanted to use a world do here or just take the inn, but we'll just take the inn.
Laughing because the other day when we did the practice run, I was like, I usually just take the. Well, the inn takes some more time.
It does. Alright, Alpha Water equals 1600 gold. We'll get 2 world leaves, why not?
Alright, 今気づいたけど、
Alright, we got a
世界じゃなくて
ton of
1000 ゴー
healing
ルド
for the final
高いんで
push
すね。
here. Alright, since we've got all of the sky
So,
armor pieces, we can come through here and get to Mudo's castle. If you're familiar with the Dragon Quest VI run at all, don't worry. It's nowhere near as hard as Mudo in Dragon Quest VI.
At least we're to a 3 anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely simpler than all of the Mudo encounters.
さあ、これどうですか？
Basically, as long as your eyes are open, you're probably not dying to Mudo in this game. Use our change staff here in the kitchen. Turn into the kitchen staff, and this guy's like, oh hey, thanks for the meal. Come on through.
かわいい。
Excuse me. Alright, So here we descend. As we descend, the little spot of sky expands further. Kind of a neat little effect.
It's a nice touch, yeah.
And this here is our steel fang. It's 50 attack power. We're gonna equip that on our bear, because you know he's not strong enough.
わざわざ取りに行ったっていうことは結構大事なアイテムだったの
Now
なん
I
かちょ
want
く
to
ちょ
name
く使ってるのはあれかな
the
能力値上げるアイテムなんかな
That guy.
that guy face. All right, so we give Muto the treasures, and he's like, "Cool, now I can kill you."
Mudo hop.
は
Good turn order. We want to see 2 hits go
Muto sen.
before quad attack. And here's a nice 800 damage.
今押し記憶が
Here's another 800 damage.
We'll say his mouth and that mouth animation before the fight or like right after is just absolutely terrifying.
180×4
Yeah,
720ぐらい
it's a
与え
little
て
funky
も
looking in
まだくたばらない
Nope, he's not a dragon. He's Mudo.
moved out.
無料
And I guess you could say he's got like
お
a
倒し
lizard
ましたね
tail.
高すぎ火力
Yeah, he's kind of demon frog lizardish.
He's definitely, yeah, he's dragon adjacent. Yeah, that.
Well, all right. He wishes he was. Yeah, he's like Big Trode. There you go.
Wish.com trode.
This is what happens when Yangus doesn't back off Trode. He
Oh.
turns into Muto. Oh my gosh, the Monster King was Kamea. Yeah, and here we have Dark. He's the big bad of the game, which in Dragon Quest fashion, we find out right before we go fight him. So he
Oh,
gives us the
naka
key to
kuremashita ne.
Limbo, says, "Hey, bring us all those
レインボー
treasures."
キー
Because I like collecting things, and we're like, "All right, cool, whatever."
Kamea was like, I had all these things we could have used. He just stole them all.
Sure did.
あ戻ってきたこれでなんとかなりませんか
So Great Log is shaken. It's about to
な
sink
んかてか状
forever.
況悪化してるねこれ
Kamea heroically runs away.
遠くなるモン
I
スター
forget
に
to talk
宝を
to
全部持っていかれ
Haru
る
so we can get our
取
thing.
り返しに行くああそうなんだ
Yeah, so here we're getting the treasures from the first 3 worlds. Because that's what Dark wanted.
なんかトレジャーを全部
Brave
回収しましたね
ran away.
Bravely ran away. Alright, so we've got a lot of healing for this, so probably don't even need this save, but you never know. Things go weird sometimes,
あここが
especially when you make
もしかし
mistakes.
て
The,
狭間の
this
世
fight
界だ
here
っ
is
たり
different
す
between
る
Terra and Kobe. It's significantly harder on Kobe because there's a Centaur that has Stop Spell, there's a Giga Draco that has White Fire, and then there's a Garudian that doesn't do anything really. Here the big threat is really just Gracos using Odd Step. Okay. Did not reorder, but that's okay. So we're gonna have Squiz on mixed, see if he can get some of these to dance for us. I
So
think
right there,
Squiz is gonna live.
Yeah. The armor P did not cast by kill right away again because he was on charge instead of
Yes!
うわ
there we go. Because he was on charge instead of mixed. So
Just in time, too.
oh yeah,
お、倒しました。
that was the last opportunity.
Poor Squiz, man. Everybody just celebrates his death.
イカ狙われた瞬間、イエスって言ってましたけど。
I like how the bear has abilities called Big Trip and Errand.
Yeah, he doesn't do
Oh.
small trips; he does big trips.
All right. And from that fight, we get the
あれ
perfect
カエルなんすか
replacement for the naval, which is
そうなんだ。さあ、これでどうだい？
and the island is saved. Well, almost.
お、
The island has already lost too much energy, so we're all gonna die anyway. But at least we tried.
どうですか？
Or, what is this? The magic power from all the friends we made along the way is coming to recharge the island and save us from sinking into the ocean.
島
No,
の
I
人
think
た
the
ちの
donut is just that
Oh my God.
good.
The magic donut that soaks up all magic from adjacent worlds.
Yeah.
ちょっと見てこよう、私も道具。
Yep, power of friendship is magic plus plus. And this is where I usually remember that I can stop mashing my D-pad. Like, there's no dialogue on this part, but like my thumb is just constantly rotating the D-pad.
確かに言われてみる
to
と
skip
そう
text
かも
as
しれな
quickly as
い。
possible, but fortunately, I
The-
finally learned after years of playing the game.
これ
The
まで
donut
取って
is
きた
actually Goku asking for power
Kaido.
so he can charge up his spirit bomb.
人たちからの
First horse. Yeah, we're just yoinking all of the power.
Everybody's just like, does anybody else feel like they just ran a mile?
We just deleted magic from all of the worlds that we visited. We're actually the villain here.
Oh.
Yeah, so this scene right here, it's like the music is almost perfectly in tune with the sparkles coming out, and then it desyncs over time, and it's upsetting to me.
Debs, you had one job.
Right, everybody celebrates that we succeeded. King tells Kamea that he sucks. You'll meet Kobe up on the top of the tree. And Warabu shows up with another random key, and it's like, hey, guess what? There's a post game, which is terrible. Like, sorry to anybody that likes the post game for this game. I think it's terrible. It's all around random keys, and getting them is a pain in the butt.
タイトルが
That's it. That is Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, and this is
お、
one
タイマー
of
止ま
my
ってま
favorite
す。
ending credits
GG.
themes in the entire Dragon Quest series. Yeah, the light orb was
わあ、GG
a。side story that eventually points you to Muto, but it's not required to actually
I see.
get there. Yeah. So not too bad. It was a little bit of a rough run. We ran into a big problem with the worm recruit.
いやー
with really
ラ
low
スボス
end
強いんやろなーと思ったけど、
After that, everything was
こ
pretty
っちの
good.
攻撃力で
All of the pirate recruits
攻
were
撃され
nice
る
and
前に
safe.
倒しきりましたね。
Your
Yeah.
friend staff lasted well into ice.
Oh yeah, we got
最初は
multiple
どうなる
uses
か
on
と
the
思い
fun
ました
stuff.
けど、
But yeah,
あとはもう
thank you
安
for
定
the
した走り
GGs,
でしたね。
everybody. Hope you
よ
enjoyed
か
it.
った。
This
全
is
然
one
最
of
初
my
しかリセッ
favorite
トしてなかった
games.
から。
It's a really fun speed run. It's really cozy, not too long. If you're looking to learn a good like weeknight speed
オ
run,
リ
that
ジョ
you
ン
just
も
throw
1回しか
down
やって
after
な
a
いん
long
です
day
ね、
of
これ。
work. This is a great one.
最初のやつしか見てない気がする。
And Yeah, the
こ
RNG
れ
issues
あれですね
early on are
今回は
self-imposed
リーパー
things.
から
You can always just take
いる
any
編
worm
かな
and get through the game just fine just by slightly modifying your tactics, but wanted to show off what you
イ
can
ル
do
の
with
冒
a
険
level
だった
1
けど
worm.
ル
So
カの
glad that
旅
we
立
got
ちの
one.
方だともしかしたら違うのかもしれないし
Yeah, when
ちょっと
Hactical
スピー
and
ド
I
ランの
started
ルールがちょっ
speedrunning
と
this game,
どういう風に整備されてるのかわかんないで
the
すけ
world
ど
record was 152 or
どっちみち
153.
グリツリーのパワーで
Currently down to
なんとかなるのか
138.
なこれって
Got that one a few months ago, and the key catalyst to speeding that up was really discovering
Stop.
the low level worm in Terra. It just instantly just like catapulted the times forward. It was great, and that's actually thanks to Anatolu because
コメントでいろいろと補
Hactical and I
足して
were,
いただ
were
いて
playing
あ
on
り
the
がたい
Kobe
んですけ
version
ど
at the
も
time,
リメイク版もねいくつか出てるそうなので
and
それケースとスマ
in
ホ
addition
版
to
も
getting
ある
worse
のかな
worms, the chance to
調べ
recruit
たら
them is significantly lower, so you fail the recruits a lot.
どれかえモンスターズ SP っていうの
Anatola
が
was
出て
like, "Oh, I never fail the worm." We're like, "What?" And
Ah,
then you got a
sorry,
level 1 worm,
yeah,
and we're like, "Wait, what?" So- and then
遊
from
ぶ手
there,
段は
it,
たくさんある
it
と
just kind
思
of
います
snowballed into what it is now.
もっといろんな世界
Yeah,
もあるっ
speedrunning
ぽい
is
ので
it's a
気に
team
なる方
effort,
はぜひ
and this
遊ん
game
で
has
みてはい
been
か
a
がでしょう
great
か
example of that. Yeah, rip Kobe, pretty much. Kobe is significantly slower because of the things that we found with the worm. It's remarkable how much that actually changes, even though it's just a change in the first 15 minutes of the game. Yeah, those things do have in the other card.
Wasn't there like a change in the pricing of the cards too, just as like we found?
Oh no, Terra was always more expensive for some reason. I don't know if it was just
okay.
a supply issue or what, but yeah. It's the main reason why most people were running on Kobe was because it was like an eighth of the price. It's like, okay, we'll get that one. How different could it be? All right, but it looks
Yeah, that
like...
was like.
What was that?
Oh, see, I think that's like one of the few games that I actually had to like go to like eBay to get instead of
Oh yeah.
finding it at like a retro game store or something.
Yep. All right, so we got a couple more minutes of the credits here, and then this is gonna wrap up. Coming up next, we've got Raito Remastered, Freedom Pulse 97 running that one. Looking forward to it. Then after that, we've got Saga Frontier 1 and 2. The rest of the day is gonna be pretty good. Octopath Traveler 2, FF1, Lunar Silver Star Story. We had a really good schedule coming up today.
この後のタイトルについて言ってたのかな今のは
Yeah, once again, thank you everybody for hanging out.
はい
We're
というわけ
gonna
で
let these credits play out and then get this cut over to the
少々
transition
お待ち
screen.
ください
If you're interested in learning the Dragon Quest run, check out any of the mainline games on speedrun.com. There's a link to the Discord there. Just find a game that you like. There's a compendium there that's got notes for just about every game there. People that are always willing to help out. If you want to learn one, hop on over, let us know. We'll be happy to assist. So,
Yeah.
thank you again for hanging out.
2001エニックス
Hope you guys have enjoyed the
この
marathon
表
so
示
far
も
and continue to enjoy it through to the
今
end
しか見
here.
れないもう今も見
And
れな
good
い
luck to the runners coming up.
はいというわけでドラゴンクエストモンスターズ2マルタの不思議の、不思議な鍵 2% タラでした楽しかったですはいというわけで、続きのゲームの準備してまいりますので一旦失礼いたします